Hello everyone and welcome back to Repeat. On the last episode we started the 0.5.3 update. First update in like 2 months or something. It was a long time coming because a lot of Shirokoi finals and a family trip to China that took him out of commission for many weeks. But we are back with the visual novel that really started the trend for me. Of course, the first furry game was Amorous, but this was the first visual novel. And depending on how long this episode goes, I might be discussing whether or not it is actually my favorite out of the ones I've played so far. But we'll see if I even get to that, because I don't know how long this video is going to be. If it's going to be long enough to be its own episode, we will fucking see. Anyway, let's get the fuck on with it. Chocolate, god damn it. He's been doing pretty well. We've been living at BriAnna Academy together.
BriAnna? So that's where he's been hiding. Funny, I studied there a long time ago too. That's where I met Owen's mother, Heather.
My ears perked up at the mention of the name. I've heard that Owen's got a weird family history. Owen's mom, what was she like? And how'd you end up working for her? Samuel sighed into his cup, his eyes glazed over with a nostalgic haze.
Heather Adlai was the most brilliant and noble woman I had ever met. I didn't originally plan to go to BriAnna Academy. I was too deep in debt and gang activity to even consider it. Never was very bright. But then Heather Adlai pops up out of the blue and says, "You got a good heart, and I like you." Suddenly, I was attending BriAnna Academy, tuition totally paid, and getting an education and all that good jazz. She was a good woman, that Heather.
Samuel's teacup rattled against the kitchen table with a sharp clink.
Too bad she gave opportunities to the wrong people.
Did something happen?
Shit goes wrong, kid, as they do.
As they often do, I think would be a better phrase.
I got accused of murder and went into hiding with my best friend. We got mixed with my old gang activities all over again. Completely wasted her efforts. We didn't see Heather for years. And suddenly, out of the blue again, Heather shows up with the Lorelei family breathing down her neck. She was pregnant with Owen and needed protection, so I offered it. And that's how I ended up being a butler/bodyguard for this little household.
Samuel sighed again, suddenly sounding very old.
Oh, I rambled on for a little bit, didn't I? Sorry if I bored you, kid. I haven't had anyone to talk to in a long time.
His voice echoed through the empty house as if proving his point.
That's enough for me, though. What about you?
Me?
How'd you end up in my closet with Owen?
Oh, that. As a matter of fact, I'm Owen's new bodyguard. Samuel took one look at my tiny frame before spitting out his tea, laughing.
You? A bodyguard? You got balls, kid, but no muscle to back it up.
I huffed indignantly. I'll have you know I took down 2 thugs coming after Owen today. Granted, all I did was kick one in the balls, but it was still a job well done. Samuel's grin suddenly dropped as his eyes narrowed.
Thugs? After Owen?
Oh yeah, apparently the Lorelei family has been targeting Owen lately. Like, the dead kind of target with guns. I was wondering if you had any idea why they would want Owen dead. Samuel's brow wrinkled into a worried scowl as he tapped the kitchen table thoughtfully.
That's not good. But I have a hunch. Owen's the son of Heather Adlai and the oh, holy shit!
I forgot how hard to say that name was.
Oleander Lorelei. Both of whom are fuck. Let me go back. Both of whom are powerful figures in their respective families. And Heather was the last surviving heir of her family after the Adlai massacre almost 20 years ago.
Wait, that means when she passed away, Owen inherited the entire Adlai fortune?
Spot on. And how old is Owen right now? 19? Definitely of age. If he happens to meet an unfortunate end, his fortune would pass along to his only surviving family member, Oleander Lorelei. A lot of people would kill for such a massive amount of money.
So now what? Is there anything we can do to stop them? Samuel. God. Samuel. It's a work in progress, and I gotta keep that in mind. I want to punch in the face. Samuel drooped his head down, staring at his teacup mournfully.
Graham would know what to do if he was still alive.
What?
Oh, nothing. Leave it to the adults, kid. I'll figure something out.
But I want to try to help if possible.
Hate to break it to you, kid, but this is a bit out of your league. But let me know if you notice anything strange going around Owen.
Samuel huffed grumpily as he got up from his seat.
If only the little brat would actually talk to me again.
I perked up, an idea slowly forming in my head. Tomorrow's Visitors' Day at Granny Academy. You'll probably find a chance to talk to Owen there.
Really now?
Yeah, I'll invite you as my guest, and then you and Owen can sit down and talk whatever problems, talk out whatever problems you have. He misses you a lot too. He's just too chicken to actually break the ice. The butler's face softened into a tender smile as he nodded his thanks.
Sounds like a plan. You're not bad for a half-baked bodyguard.
Hey, I'm doing pretty well for someone who's not getting paid. Samuel barked a laugh as he collected my empty teacup.
Well, in that case, you're a mighty good friend. I'm glad Owen's got people looking out for him. Anyway, it's getting late. I probably should get you a ride home.
Oh my god, I thought that was guns for a second. I was so scared. Holy Jesus. The two of us jumped as a clap of lightning suddenly streaked across the sky. We exchanged surprised glances before peeking out the window. The blood moon came out and turned everything red. What the fuck? It was raining buckets outside, the dark sky roaring as thunder and torrents of water streaked down. Samuel and I grimaced at the sight.
Well, shit. Hate to break it to you, kid, but I've only got a motorcycle. If we drive to Granny on that thing, we'd probably be utterly soaked.
And with my luck, struck by lightning. Wait, is that hail? I groaned and tugged at my hair. Mrs. Corliss would skin me alive if I didn't make it back to the dorm before curfew.
Don't worry about it, kid. You can stay with me for the night. There's plenty of room in the house.
Really? I don't want to intrude.
Nah, you're fine. You're actually doing me a favor. The house gets awfully depressing when it's just me on my own. Haven't cooked dinner for anyone else in a long while anyway. Time to see how rusty I've gotten.
Wouldn't it be like a natural instinct for him to want to, like, put a fucking garbage bag over the broken window now that it's raining? There's mold and shit. I don't... Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Fade out. I continued to stare out at the rain-soaked window as Samuel moved away towards the kitchen. Owen was right. Samuel really was just a big, friendly teddy bear. Feels a bit weird to be sleeping in someone else's house for the night, but I'll take what I can get. Fuck you! Fuck you! I wasn't even surprised when Echo suddenly... I was! The cold chill down my spine felt familiar and comforting by now. John, you doing okay? Sure, I'm trapped by the rain, but I'm also getting a cooked fancy dinner by some handsome butler in a rich neighborhood. In terms of bad situations, this is pretty nice. I might even thank Owen when we get back to Grania. Don't get too comfortable. There's something strange about this house. My hands fiddled with the camera hanging from my neck carefully. Yeah, those birds flying over the house when we first arrived. Did you notice? There's no doubt there's a wish residing here. It's weak and lacks any real power, so we don't have to worry about it doing anything dangerous. But still, we should keep an eye out. It's the fucking cranes! Fucking cranes! I nodded and tapped the window thoughtfully. This rainstorm showed up right as Samuel offered to drive me back to Grania. A coincidence, or is the wish trying to keep us here? I wonder. Do you have something in mind? I grinned and turned around, scanning the interior of this empty, echoing house. I think we've got some snooping to do tonight. Dun 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 dun. I don't know what that was either. Dinner was absolutely delicious. Samuel was an excellent cook and whipped up a fancy steamed salmon dish full of expensive-looking spices. He fussed around me like a mother hen while I cheerfully wolfed down my food. I was afraid of intruding at first, but the butler seemed happy to have someone around for once. Seemed as though Samuel's ears perked up from washing the dishes as I let out a burp from the kitchen table.
Hope my cooking suited your taste. I might have grown a bit rusty over the years.
You already said that. Oh no, this was great. Thank you so much for having me over, Samuel.
Speaking of having you over, shouldn't you make a call to your teachers at BriAnna?
Oh shit, I knew I was forgetting something. I fumbled for my phone frantically. Wow, that's a fucking sentence. Scrolling through my contacts for Mrs. Corliss's number. Maybe she'll be too worried to be pissed at me. Maybe I gotta just turn down the sound effects. Like, can I do that real quick? Is there a prefs? Is that a thing? Sound volume. Yeah, let's fucking turn that shit down to the same level as the music. Why the fuck would it default to half as loud? Return. Buzz, buzz. Buzz. Is this John? Are you alright? I immediately yanked the speaker away from my ear. Sweet Jesus, for such an old lady, Mrs. Corliss sure had a strong set of pipes. I found Owen limping back to campus tonight, and he ran for his life through the rain, and then you haven't come past curfew! Mrs. Corliss, I'm fine. Has something happened? Please, John, do not make me worried like... There was a rush of faint voices under Mrs. Corliss's booming shouts. I would have yelled louder, but I think Bree probably isn't now, sleeping in the other room. It sounded like someone was trying to take the phone from her. A jumble of shouts and yelps rang out from the speaker as multiple people wrestled for the phone. Is it Jenny? Yeah. Green, you're overreacting. I'm sure he's fine. I assure you this is a perfectly reasonable reaction. I was worried sick. Wait, is John still at my house? Can I talk to him real quick? Heads up, children, this is my phone. Give me the damn phone, Gran. There was another crash as the speaker as someone knocked over a chair. What the hell is going on in here? Go back to bed, sis. Yeah, yes, got it. Yo, Ghostbuster, you hear me? I stopped to laugh as I held the speaker close to my ear again. Why is everyone there? Except Philip, I guess. But why is everyone there? There's no there with which all of them need to be. Did I make a point strong enough to break the game? Oh no, there's the music. Sounds like I heard a little too much if you ask me. Oh, hush, everyone was worried sick about you. We pretty much formed a prayer circle in the dorm kitchen waiting for you to come back. I felt a small pang of guilt in my chest. I didn't think they'd be so worried. So where are you right now? Safe from the rain, I hope. I'm chilling at Owen's house. His butler Samuel's taking good care of me, so no worries. Samuel? As in Samuel Clark? He's an old student of mine. Oh, isn't it good to know John is in good hands? So you're not in immediate danger and we can all go to sleep without worrying? Yeah. Sweet. Good to know. Just click. Jenny's voice turned faint as she announced my status to the rest of the room. I could hear a collective sigh of relief. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, get over here and apologize, you little shit! Ow, jeez, Jenny, I just got beat up this morning. Can't you be a little gentler? You ditched John and ran for your life because you couldn't talk your own damn butler. Don't be a wuss. What the fuck? There was another muffled rattle and thud as someone shoved the phone into another's face. Hey there, John. How you doing? Hello there, Owen. Your butler's a wonderful dude, by the way. An excellent cook, too. Oh, really? See, I told you he's just a sweet teddy bear on the inside. Come on, Owen, apologize! Owen sighed with a hint of shame. I'm sorry I did shit on my house, John. I should have just stayed and talked with Samuel. I was just scared, you know. I was terrible to him when I left home, and I said terrible things. Another sigh. I'm just scared. Owen sounded so vulnerable. My breath caught in my throat as I wondered how to reply. Someone suddenly tapped on my shoulder, and I jumped up in surprise.
Is that Owen?
I stared at him blankly for a moment before nodding quietly. Samuel motioned for me to hand him the phone.
Hey there, kid.
Samuel? There was a clatter from the speaker, like someone had just dropped the phone. Samuel waited patiently as Owen scrambled to pick it back up. Listen, Samuel, I'm so sorry for what I said when I left. I was just so angry and...
Shh. I'm not angry. It's fine.
But it's not fine. Shh. Owen fell silent as Samuel slowly cleared his throat.
Thank God. I've been needing to cough for a little bit. I won't deny you were being a little piece of shit when you left. And then didn't come back for 7 years. You had me real worried, you know that?
Sorry.
But I'll also admit I was being a shit too. Things were rough when your mom and Gram passed. I should have been a little bit more understanding.
There was a heavy pause as Samuel tried to catch his breath. I could hear Owen's pitched breathing from the phone as he tried to keep himself from tearing up.
You're my last family, Owen. I miss you. Yeah, I miss you too. Oh, God. So how's this? I'll be heading over to Grania for Visitor's Day tomorrow, and we'll finally have a proper chat. No more secrets, no more running. Let's just talk. You up for that?
The phone rustled quietly as though Owen was nodding. Yeah, I'd like that. I promise not to run this time. Samuel let out a low chuckle.
Better not. I can catch up to you this time.
There was a clatter from the other side of the phone. We'll strap him down to a chair if we have to. A round of stumped chuckles echoed as through the phone as Samuel laughed for real this time. Damn it, Jenny, we were having a moment. Well, you're hugging Grant's phone and it's gonna out of minutes any time now. Well, shit. You can talk to Samuel in person tomorrow. It's good to hear you two are making up. Samuel's ears drooped in embarrassment.
Wait, was I on speakerphone? Did everyone hear that?
Pretty much. There was another clatter from the phone as someone opened the door.
What in the hell is going on in here? It's 1 a.m. And why is Owen crying?
God damn it, guys. The phone suddenly cut off and disconnected. Samuel let out a hearty laugh as he handed my cell phone back to me.
Well, looks like I'll get to talk to Owen after all. Thanks for being here, John.
It's my pleasure. I yawned and covered my mouth drowsily.
It's been a long day for you, hasn't it? Probably best get you to bed. You can use the guest room and the showers upstairs. I'll get you a change of clothes.
Yawn! Thanks, Samuel. You're the best.
I know.
And there we are. And so I gave in to my exhaustion and allowed Samuel to lead me upstairs. I didn't remember much afterwards, only that sleep took me as soon as my head hit the incredibly comfortable pillow. I guess we're not snooping after all. This was a nice ending to such a hectic day. Repeat! Day 10, a family of lies. Lies, I tell you. I think in the changelog it says something about day 10 being only 30% done. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I guess we'll just learn as we go. Sleep was peaceful. I was dreaming of a flock of birds soaring through a warm summer sky. John, wake up.
5 more minutes.
You literally said that 10 minutes ago. Oh, come on, get up! Didn't you say you had snooping to do? Suddenly I felt a pair of ice-cold fingers pinch around my nose and pull me off my warm, comfortable pillow. My eyes shot open to see Echo hovering uncomfortably close to my face. It felt like I was pressing my cheeks against a very cold window. You are possibly the laziest person I have ever met. I yawned heavily and rubbed my eyes. You're waking me at the dead of night. Did you expect me to jump out of bed with the sun shining out of my ass? What the fuck? You were the one who said it was so excited about snooping around the house at this hour. Don't blame the messenger, dude. Now, are we gonna do this or not? Alright, I'm getting up. Goes back to sleep. Another yawn stretched from my open mouth as I stumbled out into the hallway. I strained my ears and felt a wave of relief at the sound of Samuel snoring in the other room. Good, it looks like we'll be able to explore uninterrupted, until inevitably it gets interrupted. So, what's the plan, John? Hope your planning skills are better than Owen's. There's definitely something fishy about this house and this family in general. I'm gonna snoop around a fair bit to see if I can dig up any information. Is that all? My footsteps were light. My footsteps were light as I made my way down the hall, across the hall, doing my best to make as little noise as possible. Philip was right earlier today. This kind of situation is way out of a league, but information is our best form of currency. Plus, I'm curious why there's a wish haunting around this place. Ghostly things like this don't exactly leave me alone until I poke at it. Echo rubbed his temples doubtfully. What's left of his fucking temples? Why, he's so broken already. Your planning skills suck worse than Owen's, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Where are you gonna snoop around first? Well, obviously the most important looking room around. What? Well, obviously the most important looking room around. So, what the fuck? I wriggled my finger down the hallway dramatically, peeking door to door. How about this one? I pointed at a particularly fancy-looking door. The heavy door frame was massive and lined with ornate carvings. The entire thing was built to be sturdy with handsome and expensive wood finish. The master bedroom, or maybe even an office? Alright, let's see what we find. Dots, it's locked. Great, now what? Leave this to me. I may be falling apart, but cracking a simple lock shouldn't be a problem. Echo lightly tapped the lock, his eyes glowing brighter for a split second. Soft click later, and the heavy door swung open. Sweet, let's see what we have here. Shit. Well, here comes the fucking thumbnail from another video, I imagine, as fucking, what the hell, Samuel. Why the hell was that name so hard to remember? A gentle, cool breeze caressed my cheek as I walked into the room, stunned by the sudden spectacle of colors. For a moment, I forgot to breath. Breathe has an E at the end. This was beautiful. I stared wide-eyed at the hundreds upon hundreds of hand-folded paper cranes hanging throughout the room, each meticulously made with love and care. Someone obviously put a lot of time into making each bird perfectly. Each bird fluttered slightly as I walked past them, almost as though they were alive. I tore my eyes away from the color spectacle and took in the rest of the room. The walls were lined with ceiling-high expensive bookshelves with a large desk sitting at the center. An eerily empty bed was situated at the end of the room. It felt rather uncomfortable to look at amongst the flock of soaring paper cranes. Is this a bedroom? Maybe it belonged to Owen's mom. Owen's mom, who died from an illness. My throat felt dry as I slowly took in the sight of hundreds of paper cranes Owen must have made to comfort his dying mother. The empty bed in the room looked cold and unused in a very long time. Hey, John, you doing all right? I nodded numbly. Yeah, but I feel kind of shitty for intruding here. That's a given when it comes to snooping into people's private lives. I suppose... I shook my head furiously to clear my head of thoughts. We're here to get information, and we're going to need it. Come on, John, focus. You gonna take a picture of the cranes? Because that sounds like the thing you need to do. My eyes traveled from the large desk at the center of the room to the towering bookshelves around me. What should I look at first? Bookshelves, desk, or the drawers. I really need the drawers. The desk or the bookshelves. I'm going to go with... the desk is where things usually happen, but books are where information is kept. I'm going to go with the desk, just in case. The desk at the center of the room was covered in a thick layer of dust, and that hasn't been disturbed for years. Across the top of it were complicated-looking files and folders that I couldn't make heads or tails of. I kind of felt like an archaeologist trying to unearth fossils without disturbing anything. Find anything interesting yet? I don't think so. Most of these files are written in such thick legal jargon I could barely tell if it's actually English. I ducked under the desk inside. There's a kitchen knife taped under this desk, too. Owen's family sure likes to take their precautions seriously. I mean, they apparently dealt with criminals fairly often. I don't blame them for being careful. Do you think they actually used any of these in a fight? I don't really want to know. An idea flashed in my head. I carefully pulled the small knife out from its hiding place and set it on the desk. What are you doing? I wonder if my camera's memory snapshot will work on this. You're gonna try and dive into a memory? Right here? You tend to pass out right after you take photos like this. Well, it's a good thing you're here to watch over my sleeping body while I'm gone. Just warning you, I might be tempted to draw on your face while you sleep. That's a price I'm willing to pay. I clicked the switch on my camera to on and carefully pointed at the knife laying on the desk. My camera felt unusually heavy in my hands today. Alright, here goes nothing. There's that fucking sound effect. I was falling. People were talking, footsteps. Secrets were whispering from ear to ear in hushed voices. God damn it, the fact that the sound effect only lasts for like a second, but the dialogue is lasting obviously longer than that, needs to be fixed. Where am I? Who are... Owen, go to the safe room and stay there until we come get you. Owen, there's no need to worry. Mom will take care of everything. We need you to stay very quiet, Owen. Shh, please. It had always been like this. There'd be a crash at the door, and the sound of broken glass echoing throughout the house. Mom or Samuel would rush me into the safe room where thick metal walls would keep me safe. Safe from what? They never said. I would wait and wonder, why is Samuel hurt again? Why is Mom covered in red? Who keeps breaking into the house? I never got any answers. I got tired of waiting. This time, as Mom and Samuel closed the safe room door and rushed away, I took out the key I'd hidden in my pocket. I'll just take a small peek. I had to know who keeps hurting my family. I crept quietly down the hall towards the kitchen. It sounded like Uncle Graham and Samuel were outside with several other people. There were shouts and gunfire. There was a heavy crash as another person broke through the kitchen window. My heart was thumping heavily against my chest. I took a deep breath and peeked around the corner. There he is. Mom stood tall and unfazed, her head held high like an unmovable statue. The man who broke in snarled and pointed a gun at her. She stared at it with disinterest. The Lorelei family is quite persistent, aren't they? You are, what, the 40th henchman sent to kill us? The gunman twitched, a bit unnerved by Heather Adlai's calm composure.
Just shut up and die, darling.
Heather sighed and rubbed her temple tiredly. I don't suppose I could convince you to leave us unharmed. The gunman actually laughed.
The price on your head's enough to buy a country, darling. I ain't leaving until that money is filling my pockets.
Heather Adlai sighed heavily before raising a hand slowly above her head. I'd hate to disappoint you, but I don't plan on dying anytime soon. Now get out of my house. Holy Jesus! Heather suddenly slammed her fist onto the kitchen table, sending a knife flying through the air. Time seemed to slow as she took her first step forward. Holy shit, this is cool! Heather grabbed the knife, her hair fluttering wildly behind her. Her movements were swift with practiced precision. The gunman stumbled backwards in surprise as she lunged at him with an inhuman speed. Oh my god! He shot at her, but Heather sidestepped it with ease. He struggles to aim again, but she was already too close. 2 more steps forward, as fluid as a dancer. The gunman cocks his gun forward again, but now she's close enough to knock it away. There wasn't a single moment of hesitation before she thrust the knife straight into the man's throat. Holy hell, what the fuck? Red. This time the room was painted red. Heather Adlai's stone facade remained unfaltered and unmoved as the man slumped to the ground, the blood of his throat slowly soaking into the carpet. She tosses the knife into the kitchen sink and glares at the mess reproachfully. There was a bang as Samuel rushes back into the kitchen, panting heavily.
I'm back! Is everyone all right?
His jaw dropped at the growing pool on the kitchen floor.
Whoa, what the hell happened here?
You and Graham missed one. He broke into the kitchen window.
So sorry, we should have been more careful. We took care of the 4 outside, though.
It's fine, so long as everyone's safe. Let's hurry and clean up this mess. I don't want no one to see any of this. Before the corner in the kitchen hallway, I sucked in a breath of shaky air and tiptoed quietly back to the safe room. It'll be a while before I stop shaking. My God.